Dr. Grisel is a behavioral neuroscientist. She is a speaker and an author. And she wrote the title of the book is Never Enough, the neuroscience and experience of addiction. And what I love is that you talk about the science and the experience.
I'm speaking to you from my office at Bucknell University, where I'm a professor in the middle of idyllic central Pennsylvania.
Beautiful.
But I had a circuitous route to get here. I started, I guess you could say, researching drugs when I was about 12 or 13. And the first 10 years or so were on the streets. I eventually, during that 10 years, I was kicked out of 3 schools. I contracted hepatitis C, sharing dirty needles. This was in the 80s, so I'm lucky it wasn't anything more serious. I was homeless, but mostly I ended up in despair and self-loathing. I thought drugs were helping me, but they weren't so much helping me. So I ended up in a treatment center. And it's a funny story because in the 80s, I had no idea what a treatment center was. And I thought it was going to be something like a spa, which I felt like I deserved after my really wreck of a life. So I got to the treatment center and they said, if you want to live, you're going to have to be abstinent. And I wasn't sure I wanted to live. And I definitely did not want to be abstinent. I, somehow got the idea that maybe there was a third way. There would be some back door, there usually was. And so I thought, well, if I have a disease that's killing me, I could cure my disease. That's what people do with diseases. They fix them. And I was going to cure it. So I decided I would become a neuroscientist, which was really hilarious to me now.
So you could cure addiction.
So I could cure my addiction so that I could use with impunity. I was interested in maybe not self-destructing quite so fast. I was 20, just turned 23 when I ended up in a treatment center in the middle of nowhere, Minnesota. And anyhow, I thought I'll give myself 7 years, which will be just right. And then I'll still be just 30. So my whole life won't be over without drugs. And we're very determined and very, I guess you could say ambitious. I mean, I think one thing that people who end up like me have in common is that we do persist. We do push through difficulties and we do, find a prize at the end of the track and drive toward it. And so that's sort of what I did. I mean, it wasn't pretty. It took me 7 years to get my undergraduate degree. Eventually, it wasn't so hard when I was awake. And then about 7 years in grad school, and then I did a postdoc, and then I became a behavioral neuroscientist.